Hello and welcome! I'm Jade of Jaded Reader, and today I'm going to be going over my top 5 5-star predictions. These books are the books I am counting on. If I have a bad reading month, they're the books I have not read, and partially it's because I have such high expectations for them that if I read them and they're lower than my expectations, I might end up in a slump because these are my most anticipated reads, as well as them being authors I have never read from before. So they're uncharted territory as well as being 5-star predictions. I do have a couple books that are coming out that I have read from authors before, and I have really high expectations for them. Redemptor by Jordan Afueco being one of them, but Jordan Afueco's work thus far has been amazing. So I'm not really worried about reading Redemptor the way I am about these 5-star predictions. They feel more like predictions, more like guesswork, and less like a sure thing. The first up on my list is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. This is a Jewish-inspired folklore book with a pagan girl growing up in a village. Because she is pagan, she is outcast from her village, and when woodsmen come into the village to try and get the blood of a pagan, her village and people quite willingly sacrifice her to the woodsman to take back to the king so that he can use her blood. Based off the synopsis, fortunately for our main character, along the way back to the palace, their carriage is overrun and only a guardsman as well as our main character survives the attack, and they have to make an unstable truce in order to get to where they're going. I've seen that this is a hate to love sort of romance, which I am a fan of, and I also love the Jewish inspired folklore with the pagan aspect in there. I'm just really looking forward to it. The cover is gorgeous. I've seen really great reviews from trusted reviewers. My expectations are just incredibly high, so it is my first 5-star prediction for sure. The next one is Sons of the Storm by Suyi Davies Onkambawa, and okay, this book, first off, the cover was the first thing I noticed. It is a gorgeous cover, and I honestly had not looked at the synopsis when looking at the cover. I was just like, that's my most anticipated read, because why would it not be? But then I read the synopsis and I was even more sold for several different reasons. We have our main character who is in an enclosed city and it is forbidden to leave the city. It's told that there's nothing out there. As immigrants flood in, they are sworn to secrecy, and finally our main character, for one reason or another, stumbles across a mystery in which they must leave and journey outside of the city. Our main character definitely has a scholarly feel to them, as well as giving me very strong Laszlo Strange from Strange the Dreamer vibes, having a mysterious city, a scholar, and a journey to find mysteries and magic. I am really looking forward to it, and honestly, if this book is not as beautiful as its cover and its synopsis, I think I might die. With that hyperbole in mind, that is my second 5-star prediction. Third up is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. Okay, so this book came onto my timeline about a year ago, and I have actually not stopped thinking about it since. I have a lot of trusted reviewers and friends who absolutely loved it. Soleil, one of my dearest friends from Little Readers Corner, said it's one of her new favorites. The cover, yes, is absolutely stunning, but based off of everyone else's opinions and reactions alone, I really want to join this fan club, which made me all the more relieved when I read the synopsis and it sounded like something I'd actually be interested in. It sounds like you have a main character who is able to control the tides and sea, as well as possibly control the minds of men. It sounds very Siren-esque, and then you double that up with the fact that she is a ship captain with a passenger on board that sounds incredibly mysterious and possibly villainous. Then compact that with the fact that there is an eclipse coming that is supposed to happen on the winter solstice and leave their world in unbalance. The synopsis also says it's inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas and woven into a tale of celestial prophecies, political intrigue, and forbidden magic. It sounds amazing. I believe my friends, and I am putting it down as my third 5-star prediction. My fourth prediction, at being a 5-star, is The Unbroken by C.L. Clark. This is probably my most on the fence 5-star prediction, my most risky, because I can't say that it was the cover or the reviews or even the synopsis synopsis that's making me feel like this is a 5-star. I just am having an intuition, an instinct, a spidey sense that this is a 5-star read. And I just keep looking at it, I just keep feeling it, and I just keep wanting to pick it up. I'm gonna put on this list even though it's high risk, and the synopsis does sound really cool. You have a main character who has been stolen away and raised as a warrior and is sent back to a city to quell a rebellion, and another character who I believe might be inciting that rebellion, and in that they are in strong opposition to each other. The synopsis also says, through assassinations and massacres in bedrooms and war rooms, Terrain and Luca will haggle over the price of a nation, but some things are not for sale. It sounds brutal, it sounds like a really good time. I'm expecting very good fight scenes from this book, and I think that's what it really comes down to, is I love a good fight scene, and this just seems like it's going to give it to me. I am really hoping that this has really great action sequences as well as strong political intrigue, so that's where I'm gonna leave that off. I'm sticking my neck out there for the Unbroken, and I really hope that I'm right. My 5th and final 5-star prediction is one that sounds so amazing that I'm afraid to think it's as good as I think it is, but I've already thought it, so I'm putting it on the list. I can't help but think I am going to give 5 stars to Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvia Moreno Garcia. This is a Mayan-inspired fantasy that takes place in the 1920s jazz era. Already, those two things sound fantastic together. We have our main character who wants a better life for herself, but accidentally ends up unleashing some sort of god of the underworld, and in some way must help him with her life on the line. However, if she succeeds, she may also have her wildest dreams fulfilled. I am hoping for like a god of the underworld type romance in this, but I'm not even sure if that's the case. It sounds so cool and atmospheric, and the main character's name is Cassiopeia, which is just one of my favorite names out there. So a constellation main character, a god of the underworld, Mayan culture mixed in with 1920s jazz. I'm in. I'm here for it. I really want it to be a 5-star, and if it's not, I will cry. Now that I have promised that if none of these are 5 stars, I will either die or cry, I'm gonna end my hyperbole here, and I would also love to know what your 5-star predictions are. What is the one book on your list you're almost afraid to read simply because you think it's going to be so good that you don't want to read it and be disappointed? That is why all of these books are on this list, and I have not read them yet. I've been sitting on them for some time, but I think once I'm done with Draconathon, I am going to go ahead and take the risk and read one of these. But for now, I'm just going to play it safe and read my dragon books, and I hope you are enjoying the sun or more stars wherever you are, and until next time, bye! By the pre-Columbian Americas. Inspired by the civilizations of the pre-Columbian Americas. Not Americans, Americas. More like guesswork and less like they feel more like predictions, more like guesswork, and less like a, what is it? A shoe in the barrel. A nail in the coffin. What is the thing when you know something's for sure? A shoe-in? Is it just a shoe-in? Whatever.